Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hotline Classic Remastered. This time we take a look at the 1998 Honda Integra SiR-G. This is our second SiR-G to take on the course. We had the 95. This is the 98. It comes in this fantastic colour. I think it's... I won't even try and pronounce what it is, but it's sort of this bluish purple. Does look very cool. Weird to see Integras without rear spoilers, but I suppose most of them weren't sold with them, so I mean I guess that was sort of reserved for the Type R and the American ones, the Acuras, which we have had go round. So yeah, be interesting to see how this one does. Front engine, front wheel drive, 251 horsepower, 1030 kilos. Those are pretty mediocre stats, but again, remember, this is only an SiR-G, it is not a Type R. Anyways, to find out how the Honda Integra SiR-G gets along, we have to take it around our course. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi FTO LM Edition, set a time of 27.131. This car is heavily unlikely to beat that. So, Integras. We had the 95 SiR-G a long time ago. It's set like a 31.8, which I've often thought is a bit underrated, so admittedly part of the reason this car is here today is to change that. We ran the Integra GS, which is sort of the base model Integra with a 5-speed manual, the Acura, and I managed to pretty much beat that car in that one, so hopefully we should add some redemption today. Much more representative, the Acura Integra GSR. We had that go around, that set of 31.4, so that's sort of what I'm expecting more akin for this car to do, although that being said, a 31.899, maybe all the difference is in that rear lip spoiler, which I think that Integra had, I'm not entirely sure. But Integras around this course, to be honest with you, are either mediocre or fantastic. Sort of thinking back to what I said in the Legnum episode, where I thought the Legnum, the Gran was one of the cars to have one of the biggest gaps between sort of its quickest and slowest versions. The Integra is definitely up there for that. I think the quickest Integra we've ever had was the 98 Type R. That set a time of like a 29.864. It was for a time the quickest front wheel drive car we'd ever had. And then you've got the at the bottom of the leaderboard, you got the Integra LS, which set like a time of 33.2 or something, because that had a 4-speed automatic. So here we go, getting more into it, 31.462. That is far more representative of what this car should be getting. It should be beating the Celica's. I think it actually... ST202 Celica, a 31.3. I'd like to get it to beat that, although admittedly that car had about 300 horsepower. This one only has 254, but, you know, again, it's a Celica and they're not very great to drive. I think this has beaten the 7th gen Celica, the Elegant Sports version, fractionally. So, but, I mean, ultimately, in terms of what this is like to drive, I mean, we have seen 250 horsepower front wheel drive coupes become unstuck. I'm not all that surprised the Integra is one of those that is not unstuck by this much power. It can handle far more than this, and indeed it has in the past. So, nice, consistent car to drive, not really much to write home about. I don't think you'd be... maybe you could do some sort of Quake drifting in it. But yeah, it's not the sort of thing you'd be infused to drive, but it certainly does everything it needs to do, which is sort of drives around the track in a straight line with not too many problems. Good. 31.462, and that was the quickest lap, and I don't honestly think there's that much more in that. That is, unlike that Europa we had last time out, I don't think this is a car with time on the table. I think this is a car that that's pretty much where it's supposed to be. In fact, That puts it in quite a funny spot. So, a 31.462 places this into 261st place. It is 1,000th of a second quicker than the Rally Mini Cooper, and I think it's ended up in about the right place because it's only fractionally quicker than its Acura equivalent, so that's probably about the maximum of what you can get out of it. Quicker than the FTO GR, the 94, although I'd highly recommend GPX. Quicker than the Celica GTR, Elise, Accord, the Megane Coupe. It is, so I was wrong, it is slightly slower than the Elegant Sports version Celica, which you can't really see here. Slightly slower than the Opel Corsa, 71 Skyline, Daihatsu Storia X4. But they're all pretty compact. I would still probably choose this over a Celica. I think this is far more drivable than the Celica. But, you know, the leaderboard doesn't lie, and the Celica is apparently quicker than this. So, if you want quick, go for the Celica, but if you want a car that's actually good to drive, get this. Or you could just pay extra and get the Type R, and get the best of both worlds. Who knows? Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.